Have you ever bought a used car and wondered if it had any hidden problems or history? Well, you're not alone. Many people are looking for a good deal on a second-hand vehicle, but they also want to make sure that they're getting a safe and reliable car. Unfortunately, some dealerships aren't honest about the condition or origin of the cars they sell, and they may even try to scam customers by selling them damaged or fraudulent cars. This is what happened at a Nissan dealership in North Carolina, where 12 employees are facing more than 400 criminal charges for selling salvaged vehicles without disclosing their history or inspecting them properly. This is a serious violation of consumer protection laws and could have devastating consequences for both the dealership and the customers. Nissan is a Japanese company that was established in 1933. It's one of the leading automobile manufacturers in the world, with a global presence in over 160 countries and regions. Nissan produces a wide range of vehicles including sedans, compact cars, SUVs, sports cars, minivans, K-cars, and light commercial vehicles. Nissan also has a premium brand called Infiniti, which offers modern Japanese luxury in key markets across the globe. Nissan is known for its innovative products, technologies, and services that aim to provide a new driving experience that is exciting, safe, and connected. They're also a pioneer in electric vehicles, with models such as the Leaf and the e-Power. Nissan's vision is to enrich people's lives and society by delivering sustainable mobility for all. But the scandal involving Nissan of Shelby, a dealership in North Carolina, came to light in August 2023, when the North Carolina Department of Transportation announced that it had filed more than 400 charges against 12 employees of the dealership. The charges included failure to inspect vehicles before being offered for sale, failure to deliver title, failure to disclose damage, improper use of temporary markers, making false statements about the date of sale, and more. The DOT's investigation was triggered by a complaint about the process used by the dealership to rebuild the titles of salvage vehicles. Salvage vehicles are cars that have been declared a total loss by an insurance company due to damage from an accident, flood, fire, or other event. In some states, salvage vehicles can be repaired and re-registered with a rebuilt title, which indicates that the vehicle has a history of damage. However, this process requires certain inspections and disclosures to ensure that the vehicle is safe and legal to drive. The DOT found that the dealership wasn't following the proper procedures for rebuilding salvage titles. Instead, they were selling damaged cars without telling customers about their history or condition. Some of these cars had been flooded, totaled, or had serious mechanical issues that could pose a safety risk. The DOT also found evidence of other fraudulent activities, such as failing to deliver titles, failing to inspect vehicles before selling them, making false statements about the date of sale, and improperly using temporary markers. The public and stakeholders reacted with shock and anger to the scandal. Some customers who had bought cars from the dealership said they were relieved that charges were being filed against dealer employees, but they were still concerned about what happened to them and possibly to other people. They reported that they had experienced problems with their cars that the dealership refused to fix, or that they had been asked to pay more money after buying their cars. They also said they felt betrayed and deceived by the dealership. The Federal Trade Commission also urged consumers to be careful when buying used cars and to check for signs of damage or fraud. The FTC advised consumers to look for a low price that seems too good to be true, a title that has been branded as salvage, rebuilt, flood damaged, or lemon, a vehicle history report that shows inconsistencies or gaps, a seller who refuses to let you inspect the car or take it to a mechanic, or a seller who asks you to pay in cash or wire money. The FTC also encouraged consumers to report any suspicious or fraudulent transactions to their state attorney general's office, their local consumer protection agency, or the FTC itself. The dealership's new general manager, George Ewing, tried to distance himself from the scandal and repair the dealership's reputation. In a Facebook video, he invited customers who had bought cars from the dealership in the past 2 years to come to see him personally, so he could either fix their issues or offer them a huge trade number. He also claimed that the all-new Nissan of Shelby would do the right thing the first time, every time. However, some customers weren't satisfied with this response, and they said they had no plans to return to Nissan of Shelby. They also questioned the credibility and accountability of the dealership and its employees. Here are the charges that Nissan's employees are facing. First, failure to inspect vehicles before being offered for sale. This charge applies to 12 employees, including the former general manager Sam Kazran, who faces 110 counts of this charge. This charge means that the employees did not perform the required safety and emissions inspections on the vehicles they sold, which could endanger the customers and violate state laws. Next is failure to deliver title. This charge applies to 11 employees who failed to provide the customers with the legal documents that prove their ownership of the vehicles they bought. This charge could result in fines, penalties, and civil lawsuits from the customers. Next is failure to disclose damage. This charge applies to 10 employees who didn't inform the customers about the history or condition of the vehicles they sold. Some of these vehicles had been flooded, totaled, or had serious mechanical issues that could affect their performance and value. This charge could lead to consumer fraud claims and damages from the customers. Another charge is the improper use of temporary markers. Now, this charge applies to 9 employees who used temporary license plates or tags that were not authorized or valid for the vehicles that they sold. This could result in traffic violations, fines, and confiscation of the vehicles. Also, making false statements about date of sale. This charge applies to 8 employees who lied about the date when they sold the vehicles to the customers. This could affect the warranty, insurance, and registration of the vehicles, as well as the taxes and fees associated with them. And finally, improperly rebuilding salvage titles. This charge applies to 7 employees who didn't follow the proper procedures for rebuilding the titles of salvage vehicles. The legal implications and potential consequences of these charges are serious and could vary depending on the severity and frequency of the violations. The employees could face criminal prosecution, fines, jail time, probation, community service, restitution, or suspension or revocation of their dealer licenses. The dealership itself could also face civil lawsuits, penalties, sanctions, loss of reputation, or closure. The customers could also seek legal remedies, such as rescission of the contract, refund, replacement, repair, compensation for damages or losses, or punitive damages. These charges are based on the investigation by the North Carolina Department of Transportation, which was triggered by a complaint about the process used by the dealership to rebuild salvage titles. Some customers have reported being scammed by the dealership, while others have expressed relief that the charges have been filed. The dealership's former general manager, Sam Kazran, faces the most charges, but he denies any wrongdoing and claims that all the accusations are incorrect and will be dismissed. The dealership's new general manager, George Ewing, has promised to do the right thing and help any customers who have issues with their vehicles. This is a shocking case of fraud and deception that has tarnished the reputation of Nissan and its dealerships. We do hope that justice will be served and that customers will be compensated for their losses. One possible motive behind the alleged illegal activities of the employees of Nissan of Shelby is financial gain. By selling damaged and flooded vehicles without disclosing the truth to customers, the employees may have hoped to make more profit and avoid the cost of repairing or disposing of the vehicles. They may have also taken advantage of the high demand for cars during the pandemic and the shortage of supply due to the chip crisis. Another possible motive is competition. The dealership may have wanted to boost its sales and reputation by offering lower prices and more options to customers, even if they weren't honest about the condition of the vehicles. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.